enso ofre for pacho by fa won sie won na last call odin
good evening.
yes sir
The phone call me kaka mate
yo aja yentie we
no mo se enkwesiaga nyina anta pani menya membonya no kwa no kino wo cabinet no ana wo ministers mint bibi na so no mo kwesia na so mo ma na adwene foforo na so bi na adwene ba na odi ya ye be na yin na ye pe na obi ese enkwesiaga nti so obi ye na anye ye na je se no so mo anye bia na nti ye nyane ye hwete bia se no mo se nchiro mo se nsa se ne kwa ye ne ade ne be ya man na o te obi ba ro ba ti bia nko ye ye su ba wa ti gwe water debe and protect you ata o ma ya so ko da ba bi o no mu nya ne o mo ye se ne ye ti so ye bu ye man o mu nya ye
ofre for pacho we am last call odin ba bi afrefi
well ya na ko fi amu abe ye sai
edem yentie o
me na se on gonna for kasa o ba kasa ya la se na man fo tu no ya o ko bi na anso wa mo bu siafo ani mu nuanom e na etu godo ebi o ma bani de o ba ya de se o chiwa ya do ba ti so ya ni wasam 20 years ya chiwa ya ni wasam 20 years obi abegai mother that's right
aja mo amen last call odin ba bi afrefi
good evening.
Hello.
Good evening.
Yes, Aminia.
I just have any.
I just got pacho yentie wo.
Yo, that's in my power. I got there. Yeah, because before now, let's do it. Boom. Ọmọ àwọn sáfẹ́ báyà àwọn ti teach ọmọ ní nyinaa wọn náà wá ti di adé no apart mu ntumi deɛ amokase de na nye nju ntumi nko aso na wayɛ for the past almost 20 years 2 years abɛ we back ọmọ ma ti ọmọ we for nkɔfo ti de so kɔ no nkɔchi ọmọ so ni na kwa boti te wan ya ti di adé no ndi adé de ye de ti
yeah opani medasi abusuafo mayemfa ensi hana final point for metnase na Monday edition KD ene na bedwafo emfamra mesemu for penny ene kwasibuafo Chris Foxy na wo hwe mfidie ne so ama ya nwumre Facebook nso ono ane besan de akontine na katua so no ya fa memrante ehene kwaku asante up next final point mapeja memu eda wase mo amonitie ne hwe anyado
Midimafo, Pokwase Maira Accra. Midimafo, Pokwase Maira Accra. Midimafo Heba Clinic Aba Accra. And you want here, passengers a gumi kaimi, a Hana do one aircraft. Hey, and the Sacran and put away the mo. And yet the Muampa, the Sadia, a Duchem, Atlantic International University, America Memo, about Dr. Dujanfi Babasu, honorary degree as a professor in biology in herbal medicine. It is said here, I am more. Oh, Missy Minim wife, your copa war. 1 year, 1 city. Need send the 2 months and 8 years cano. Me connection na encheda nkoye na esakakra ti say wa page mu ama hode am connection ne mu de we wo ba de kro wo ba de kro ye ke stroke nso de wo fa no small chese agidi wa wu ani de asie no yare bia etatia e wo Dr. Tamda so ani so diabetes hepatitis B prostate hypertension malaria yare bia kuma say owo agogo opposite government school no na nkra hanso obepiem e wo pokuase mayira kwan no so fra doctor 0244 774 282
and 0500-727215.
Midimafo Herbal Clinic.
Wudimafo ne hwa. Apomode mapade eno ane Hepa Plus Mixture. Apomode mapade eno ane Hepa Plus Mixture.
Hey, unia, Pavi, and Black Smokes Mixture no.
Malaria dronana.
Ane, say nam sa. Wubeje di sa menim wife nyina ye tested positive. Ya num bie no. Say a ku malaria mo ni nyina. Am ye nyina ye negative. Ade ho.
Won ma wo ye Hepa Plus Mixture no. And wodi we nsu aba.
Sentia.
E wo sa wo immune system. E strong de bia. Enti Pavi.
E support immune system no.
Na Plus Mox no so e tu malaria no. Malaria symptoms. E te say etipaye, afiafie, wonu mu ato, ahoomre no msa. Achekura 4 days. Na Pavi ene Plus Mox Mixture. Wanom no e tu malaria na se kura. Anya sa dia ko hu doctor. Fra 0542 778572 and 0542 807907. My dear Duredi Pa Pavi Plasmox and Hepa Plus Nina. A painful about or more manufo and Quadawan in Field in Nunca. Our pharmacist and her bar shop.
FDA aje Jodian Kratwayatu.
Oluman Boogie. Oh yes. Someone said here. First edition Ekoye. Yes. Second edition Yidie. Oh. Abaya the rough. Enti be register sesia. Our top radio. So when you're 50 years Ekwa. Would the unkai say registration no free. Oluman Boogie season 2 yi. So with the enkunimua. With the life changing money. Sikas send pasha bread and the coffee. And the achade bebre. The same mobile phones. Any TV. Oluman Boogie season 2. So when you're 50 years Ekwa. And Trintre will nasa kra. Nasadia season 1 no. A jiba biano. Season 2 yi. Abaya Fanta Bruta. Kayo. Sa Oluman Boogie season 2. Jumadi. Yabayin in live. Our top TV show. At the top 103.1. And all our social media platforms. Oluman Boogie season 2. Asa ama pomudei. Yam papamu eba chireye. Asamu amamre eni amanye. Sa upasa season 2 yi. Obe sponsor anapenchiremu biya. Fre 0503 711 344 0503 711 344. Oluman Boogie. We are me dance papa. Oluman Boogie. Asa papa eni.
Top radio back kore.
Hey, Raji Pechimio. Just say you're waiting and see a draw.
Auntie Manse, just who drew who I said there was sad one. Bra, Baji Congo ointment. Na kososhe. Se so my enemy at a mitchell team. The yan is over tia two and some keke. Now they are strong when I'm and one no.
Honey, say Congo ointment, ya enemy at ye, yet you good you will say, come on. Now, no namne dear, said ye and anomaly die and one. A gina so, a free to take in the end, Yania, ham one yachi. A carbon say, and you won't free a crow, pompo, anyone how many year when you now.
I'm salvation me. When I'm not so for the skin, a skin.
Messi Yuzubi. It is yes, me home. Na mami your bear more. So what you say?
Mr. Video.
Congo ointment. A drop, no, num. Every idea get young cat.
Semi jira ha na mi de jiwa ase jiwa ada romanti ene mi kunu aye bema enkane mi kunu from pa sna mi enu na abese enso ene otumi kwa ejuma ma ne mi manamo
no so semi jira ha mi de jiwa ase we sande be yina mi ti de mi ko mototu a mi to debre semi jame nan ya iti moja se da obaya wa bu ne nsa
Me ne me yere adwa yantimi anwo no ene jiwa ada romanti ya wo miensa yoto so nan ehye yefunu a oba monka me ho nyefa asedama jiwa
Jiwa ni mapa wa yenti ene nyankopon tretre won pia no won kwaban mu ama sabre wa ya yaresabe kese pa ye fro won jiwa homeopathy hospital ya de hudu bi ti say stroke enwedwe yade omutu ase kura blood pressure prostate disorder anase cancer kokuram yade STI mekire nemu yade hudu nyina ti se baba so chlamydia ene gekeke mu ana yade hudu bia ewedi jiwa etu ase jiwa ye adwuma frequency de to kwesi ada from awo 0249 359797 jiwa wo Wija Junction top base kwan so ne nkrabata wo mamu afana nyina
jiwa homeopathy hospital
Jiwa bema wa ye fresh.
Eda top radio baku shi miensa boom baku. Eda top radio baku shi miensa boom baku. Susubrimi baby Abwa Ghana Nagana Beyo Eyo Efeminwaro Susubrimi baby Abwa Ghana Nagana Beyo Eyo Efeminwaro Akakam Yekwa Top Radio Bakore Mi mangana Adeshe mama 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 swear mama ye fe bia ku ye ni odo e fa so mi ye meni
Now many Yankasara Japadea Yanana no di abevre sege de to maye enti asemena se yesu gana yi anya sabe da chinchiriba beba be mu yemfo minia susu brebe baby wapwa gana na gana be yo elinye yo efemi no waro susu brebe baby wapwa gana na gana be yo elinye yo efemi no waro
akakam yekpa top radio back
Energy and natural resources have begun, and so far everything has been very, very successful.
We've seized excavators, we've seized chamfan machines, and you drive them out of this area, they run to this other area, but we're making progress. Of the almost 49 forest reserves that were invaded, we've been able to clear as many of them as possible of illegal miners. Before, what we did was when we clear, we hand over to the Forestry Services Commission. But they don't fear the Forest Service. They go and drive the forest guards out and they go back into the mine. And so now we put a military detachment. After we clear the forest reserve, we leave a military detachment there. And that means we have to spend more money. One, you must feed the soldiers, you must provide them with the logistics to continue to stay there in the forest. But we will not give up, we'll continue the fight against illegal mining. But Upper East has a good potential, and mining can create jobs, but we need to make sure that these are formalized mines so that they can employ our young people to operate. A few years ago, Cardinal Mine opened in this area, and you should already see the number of people who are working in that particular mine. In Upper West, they have the Black Volta mine development coming up. There are several other areas that we can see the potential for proper mining so that it can produce more jobs for our young people. But our target is to formalize the mining activity so that we have a greater control over it than the current scattered illegal mining that takes place. The advantage with the Upper East region is most of the places where the gold is found in rock. NIMOS is working very hard. We've seized excavators, we've seized chamfan machines, and you drive them out of this area, they run to this other area. But we're making progress. Of the almost 49 forest reserves that were invaded, we've been able to clear as many of them as possible of illegal miners.
In the University of Energy and
the newly elected Greater Regional Executive led by the chairman, let me congratulate you all and also congratulate the constituency chairman who are here and for a solid battle and you be here. I know very good.
Top radio back
he's unified and he's very humble. If you know that he is going to really bring us a lot of seats in Greater Accra. The goal for all of us, is to win the 2028 election. This is just a stepping stone towards winning 2028. As a party, we have been engaged in an exercise of reorganization. At our polling station election, at our electoral area, at our constituency, we've now had our regional election, and we will culminate that process on October 3rd with the national elections. And therefore, at the end of that, the party will be in a good position to have that vehicle that drives us to victory in 2028. So there's a lot of work ahead of us, and we are going to do that work in unity. If we are united, I'm telling you, we will win 2028.
will lead the battle to secure victory in December 2028 and establish your name in our nation's records as the President of the Republic of Ghana. And we are here, Your Excellency, this evening because a servant is without honor when his master has not blessed him or her. Because the essence of a servant is to have his master's blessings. And all of us, Your Excellency, we went for elections. And one unifying thing is that we are here to get their mandate, so we make you president. That is what we are. There's only a fellow work for original constituency chairman, original position. The one that draws the most applause is that my charge is to make Dr. Balian president, and then the vote starts flowing. I'm happy that we have a full house. I believe this is the first time that elected executives, once coming to greet their next president, comes with all their constituency leaders, which is a chairman. Excellency, we want to send a message here that we are in office to do your bidding, to make sure that we achieve our goal of you becoming president in the December elections.
But if there is any government,
stop radio back
Anya sapa da chinchirima baba bebo yenfo minia susu brebe baby mabwa Ghana na Ghana beyo hey you every minute waro susu brebe baby mabwa Ghana na Ghana beyo hey you.
It is a blessed Monday evening, very wonderful day, of course. It is a Tradian Ponyankopon Adumra. Washayan so Abaya Hobain, we can dimunina. We are back here for God and country. We are here to serve. Ejabusia baby, I will be our terminate now. Do a video to Top Radio 103.1. Mame Emo Joe Quine Shonkoso Naminda was sick. So do a video to final point Jumedie na braso se ene Monday itimi ede somwo e wakasa fidi batain so Top Radio 103.1 Kofi Eni Johnson as usual ebie kwan na maye yensusu bribi pabi famwa ye my Ghana ayo manya Nyankopon dia dum yen dia kan se ye de anim die dia kan se ye de ya hoden ebe boama o man Ghana etumi ayeye yensusu bibi pabi emfamwa ye man o man ne betumi akonanimu a o man ne betumi anyane mapa na se ehune mapa eyem puntu a abusia na ejina me no mienu eso. And so join me this evening na yendi Ghana nkomo yensusu bribe pabi famwa ye man. It's some 14 minutes past 7 p.m. You welcome. Bini di kusida mwa from KD. Ayure ya tenasie channel so ma me say ye bedu adwenkyere won komo a ye bedi anyina mu. Ye bedu adwenkyere e won komo nyina mu. And so for number na WhatsApp na wo text message fafsi so na yenken kan fa ma. Text line no 0202 420 030 0202 420 030. Say your WhatsApp and I say normal SMS. What the fuck why you baking kan amount. Now my main fast the PSA and my production team no. Nana Jim Barry the senator, a executive producer, Mr. Roger Tete, Mr. T, Etayechi, Mr. Kwesi Buafo, international editor one, and you may overturn can. Odikro Kwame Ahen, Odikro is here. Father Mache Ewaha. Anyway, Foxy and Abdul Razak and the social media no so technicians on duty this evening. Ever send video bit to me at them. Come on. Now almost idea anti social media no so. And so join us live on our social media handles. YouTube, we are live this evening. Top Radio Ghana, our YouTube. Top Radio Ghana, our YouTube. Facebook, our Top Radio. TikTok, our Top Radio 103.1 FM official. Twitter and our X, our Top Radio Ghana. Instagram, our Top Radio Ghana. Website no, our topfmonline.com. The name is KD. And you may Mama Wajo Ama Wakwaba. And you may come on the door soon. But then, let me first of all say congratulations to the main opposition party, the New Patriotic Party, NPP. During the weekend, Yegnanim exercise one more echo moon, or to about regional level, AG regional executives. And let me congratulate Omua, Omutimi Imeji out as winners. War just ended regional level elections are the New Patriotic Party, etumi eye across the 16 regions of the country. Ningina Timi Koso, Ayanka said barely it was an incident-free exercise, and as elections are etumi ekoso. Anti democracy ye practicing no. This is what or some of the things ye pese yehu. Say be hu say amanyo kobi etimi akọ abatu animu a yanti pinchen bi eboro so bia ye de ntiase etimi aye na aye successful. And so to the winners once again I say congratulations. On this note no yane opening kese bia wo NPP mu ebedi enkomo na ono ene ye deputy managing director Emma the National Communications Authority. Mr. Sefa will join us this evening. Na yedim komo after the just ended elections. And the Diawo NPP and the Diawo say yes, Pecti, e will move Ninano yetimi didi so and komo this evening on Final Point. But then, Mame emfa way ntwaso na yenkosa enkomonum. Before me be shan komasi anase yura Final Point imuno na ofa ene amanfo didi nkomo efa galamse ho na omanpani edi nkomo edi afa galamse a eguso koso o man Ghana mu. And wa wotatie Final Point dwumadi na wa wotatie mi bia no you know very well say e ba no galamse nsemu a almost na otwe bia me ka ho asem if you say amamwo na ekoso de but one of the menasa ekoso o man Ghana eyemi no mienu nyina no efa ye ho because we are all at risk. We are all at risk. Yentimi mbu ye ningu so emma enkoso to a point afi na ensuo ho baba ye di wo man Ghana na nya wo man nyina na nya so mfaso na mom nipa kakra bi na oman rechi omo ho with galamse na oman nyina e sofa ewo mu me be say ye ti oman pani kakra bi na meka bibi ketua bi wo ho na ye to aso edi nkomo.
We've seized excavators, we've seized chamfan machines, and you drive them out of this area, they run to this other area. But we are making progress. Of the almost 49 forest reserves that were invaded, we've been able to clear as many of them as possible of illegal miners. Before, what we did was when we clear, we hand over to the Forestry Services Commission. But they don't fear the Forest Service. They go and drive the forest guards out and they go back into the mine. And so now we put a military detachment. After we clear the forest reserve, we leave a military detachment there. And that means we have to spend more money. One, you must feed the soldiers. You must provide them with the logistics to continue to stay there in the forest. But we will not give up. We'll continue the fight against illegal mining. But Upper East has a good potential, and mining can create jobs, but we need to make sure that these are formalized mines so that they can employ our young people to operate. A few years ago, Cardinal Mine opened in this area, and you should already see the number of people who are working in that particular mine. In Upper West, they have the Black Volta mine development coming up. There are several other areas that we can see the potential for proper mining so that it can produce more jobs for our young people. But our target is to formalize the mining activity so that we have a greater control over it than the current scattered illegal mining that takes place. The advantage with the Upper East region is most of the places where the gold is found in rock. NIMOS is working very hard. We've seized excavators, we've seized chamfan machines, and you drive them out of this area, they run to this other area. But we're making progress. Of the almost 49 forest reserves that were invaded, we've been able to clear as many of them as possible of illegal miners.
In the University of
All right, so Oman Penny, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and Eddie and Komoi. Now, Utian Komonwa, you could clearly see, sir, a Kamia Koya, sir, solution beyond Shedder Niho, Edema stopping Galamse menace, apart from Gigenim Dadanwa. And sure, what Kroma Gusu say, na Oman Penny Gusu and narrate teach and say, who sees you more ha, no mafaha, Oshiga excavator, no mother for raha. That has been their practice. But more catch in opposition, say more solution. Yes, more catch in opposition, say more solution. And the Magalam say fight. In fact, Mr. President, you were emphatic. Catch and say, Opa, Ube dealing with the big men, the kingpins. Those were your words. Say, Unya Kwanyani Biemwa, you will deal with the kingpins of illegal mining. And I said, Galamsey, today what are we seeing? Are there no more kingpins in the Galamsey? Recently, Oman Penny, you admitted, say, one to me sign what point is tea. Illegal mining, meaning, there be a can say, we are where so won't crow for Ankasa, mubi. And to me, wouldn't say, I have what I ought much that say, and Koso. Nemom, a month for the Kasa, near Yabi, Kakra catcher, or 9 years and a year corner. But clearly, you are not fighting Galamsey. You are not fighting illegal mining. Because your government and people within you are benefiting from it. Yes, people within you, the NDC, people within you are benefiting. Recently, one to me was arrested. Illegal mining, yes, what them, but still illegal mining in the Koso. Where are the rest? Obama Kanua, Omo Yano, Omo Way, and I saw no Kwana Neye. I'm not sure say you're no Kwa. There are several others, Omo. Where are they? Are you not arresting them? And the military in the court. No more pamo moa, or two or more carefully while on the Saka Cotuaso. Now, military in the qua, or more arrest you, mono, a lead to him for. A lead to wine, him for the Yachio Mupiemua. They are campaigns in this Galamsea. Yeah, but to me, Abdi and Sassi Abu say, yes, this time round, they're whole different. Why? Because, and Crofo Crumpa, a pay or Mampanino. El Sofa Ewa home. The Attorney General, Dominic Kanyene, and refers some leading NDC members to Yoko for investigations. Mebacho or Mampani, only interest was our investigations, Emuana. Have you requested for report of that investigation, sir? Yoko Eye. And I say, they are one of your own. And to know, and who here say, over requested our report, And is Yoko even doing that investigations? And I just ana yente who bibiano. Mami Mr. We say what has happened to suggestions are now making our opposition calling for declaration of state of emergency. What has happened to it? Lip services na and yede ko galam say no. Dada no difference bia mamu. Media Foundation for West Africa. being denied some reports through RTI. Go and ask them. Check from their pages. Some others are also being denied by the Ghana Water Company. Stability level of Yensua omo air purifier no and I say omo air treating no amayanum. Stability level of it. As in soon say oh. And so Pia say. Nanya ya woman say. As in soon ketuan kuma be a woman yankura ni biasia. Nan keno de galamse nyanduru hono. And ne galamse no aduru honina. And to beko baby to say Ashanti region, baby Asante be quite pomu ho. And so be the ho ye friend subri ewa hwani ho baby. And so kuma be a farmers be a wo ho eyusu recently. Obako sensuo no. Go to the Bunu region. E ho de akra de nanka galamse ni wo form anase na kenya ngura hompo. Ene na nano ni omafo e wa tronie. Ese omunsuo omunhu bi da. Ashase say namu ya ne panifo bi e wo brekum. Enti nkomo wa fidie so. Omusisi omunhu bi da. Fiti last year October eba omaja krofo dia na edi galamse wo pomho. Omunsuo nyina say omuye demonstration. Yani omo kasa wa fidie so. So clearly afena galamse no kura no atia te say na ginsemu. This was not what we were promised. Odikro asamle hami because nipa na e benefit no se yakase yankra nsuo mra Ghana obenye sika to. But me no mienu yenye sika nto. Galamse ho yade sign no ne mercury no e ho yade tisimu a. Omo no benye sika atukwan yakosa omo ho yade but odikro me no mienu yenya e ho aduro yenya ho sika nto. And so, a man from my nimbre, Nyanka be being sure and penny for the say, Galamse no, and Torso. Media menya. And Kababia Kikakono, let's put a halt on all mining. Nyan Shadia Kakraba ye. And now 6 months to be. Nyan Sansha, CFO for Nyan Hadier. Now, more large scale mining, no, yen more monquine. Because I don't see any difference between sa community mining no na NPP for introduce ya no mode ya galamse no any sa cooperative hwan mining no e bi mu so agege licenses wa buy way appens so a omo so de ye difference bi anim. Let's be serious. Ewo galamse fight no eho na nkomo ene kasa no ne ye kuna no. You are not fighting galamse in this country. Why? Because it is benefiting people around you. Wamu krofo womu bi na ekokoso. Abushi abako yanim odi kro betina se very soon. Sorry, Mr. Buafo betina se very soon na yabobo nsem ba ko mienu so na yakoye ne medi nkomo. Na mameka say mene Mr. Prince of Osusefa eba chichen komo former CEO of Gifek. Osain so former Deputy Director General of National Communication Authority NCA. He's a spokesperson for the Communications and Technology in NPP. And you mean komo ewofia ha. Mr. Boafo.
Okay.
Beboajo.
I am a Johnson.
If you caswa deba.
Say caswa de hobo. Hobo.
Na if you caswa deba, what is that caswa to say?
Say caswa de me say there BBC wo ho.
Weekend ejada hogiri. Oh. Say ho de o ye den a.
Me ti abobi.
Ai nananom wo odupon. Enu amaboko jan yasem ketwa.
Oh.
Friends sem trofo. Ekoduru ya. Obo say MC.
Oh,
woho set so wono banini.
Ese dani na me bona basu yi.
Set so wono banini. Se wono mo langards. Na ankanananom de omo se omo de kwan paso ne bo omo nsa ase ho ban. Ti omo asafo wo boundary chiefs any ade a omo make sure say langards mpo entimi meye basabasa season krofo ensa ase ne ade enti omo ye sa adwuma na de aboa no obefro mo langas de a ene na wo so omo so frɛ omo ancestors
na mo de geno
na enti omo tutu snap ne
ba se we di ase ma
ebo omo mpa ye kakra
ko ma ne kwana nko oyi ne ho kakra na we di ase duabo straight die
na odi kro so a wo kasoa wo se bisa wa fo ma me kwana me kyerɛ bibi kakra bi wo ha
be kyerɛ kaswa geography
kakra bi topology be ye 2 minutes be odi kro na wo kasoa no wo se kasoa name na nkasa no eye market
yes
pepedi kasoa hausa kasoa means market
yes.
Enti dodo na nim se eka kasoa ye kro no nyina da bi kasoa no agidin because edwa no na epeja kro no lemom odi pampe ni other suburbs no ewo ho ehɔ na nananom ewo enti kasoa ho no market no eben zongo no ehɔ no wo odi kro
okay
ehɔ no ewo odi kro ye fe no odi kro no ye fe no sani wono nso ne de ne se edwa no a recently assembly no esi wo old market ni mu no wo se omo pam adwadifuo bi e ma ho be ye de so omo be sisi stores omo kwan so be sisi stores omo yi omo firi apata num no according to odi kro no omo be bo mama ne ye se eye aban no e na eye enti aban na eye dia na ka 24 hour whatever no ho dia ene na kwan da ho monye but later they have realized say afemu be si 24 hour economy market enti dia mu ni kan be si wo ho no na eye den a and later they have realized eye private developer bi na omodia manu a ono osie na sa PPP no ha enti oye mu adwuma agene sika na ebre bi so a na wadane akire dia ma assembly no enti e ho nso odi kuro se in fact MC ne penifo ene na ni ye kra
omo de sa hye bo
omo twan kontomo afo batiko de ahye obanum enti e ho no nso no asem da ho demom nana no maburu ndua men kan se eye biabo se omo de nsan gu form asre nana no se omo nya landas na omo san omuti I want to say this.
The MCU problem. MP so
yes, issues everywhere. E kuro ba ko ye NDC workers one. E mu ache. Chairman ejina fa. MP any MC ejina fa. Chairman wone dom. MP any MC e wone dom. E kuro ba ko mu anso no. Se sei nananom enso ejomo di aba. Yes, they say, in fact, even during the sword cutting of the 24-hour economy market, no, nanano wanko.
But I have for back me so coy.
A hawk cry, some ho.
I mean, who's I have for back me coy?
A some ho because nananum ebia sorry say. Owura no eye MC na describe almost say a him for him for papa mumu ne ba dubadi na say. Serious issue. That kaswa
issues there.
I'm telling you. And that from
and you say achi akwa bi so anko de ge bi so ko ye kaswa.
Enti dia me person make twa to say. Obampani the MCE represents you. Na minim say reporter chief of staff enya e forward bi edema obampani e fa ne appointees e ho. Ontwa na ni hwe kaswa. Omo issues
no ne Mr. Richard said, "Do custom about
Tampa Radio hono. Issues are hono is getting too many.
But I can't
KFC wo hon bacho. Different branches wo. But man Pierre on Saturday to me nim say baby KFC wo kaswa. Oh. KFC wo kaswa dey. Omanye
bi say. Ah.
Na so mo branches ni nyina.
I'm bring whole branches omo ye baby ah. Oh, massa. Na ba kwa so mo ye baby back so mo ye. Na omo ye ho de so mo ye kaswa. Baby back.
E je se oni kra wo ka kusi say. Is about wo ka kusi KFC wo. Je se
tell me bisa keke because kaswa so de fancy one.
Yeah, fancy one.
Yes, a 7 no. E ha me.
In fact, Mr. Wafo, Saturday no. Me channel videos ni bi o ha mantimia.
E come na dia na say ye padi foodi.
3 AM na go for salai.
No, because me who's a man for a lot of teases on social media, especially Facebook.
Yes.
On the Facebook, man for sure.
Yes.
Why not take up a baby and perico contribute here? A governance expert, like they say, yeah, democracy 34 years. Na duane nipa bedi 15 citizens say corner the bet bona
the bomber
as a democracy you feel here others among for so say no a aspiration obi na also say what di into also person okoto bi no di there two argument no because aduane a what okra na say
KFC promotion
15 cities but normal KFC say 35 ne 40 no ke kan but see how could you now watch it? Was watch it 20 Ghana and 30 Ghana. Watch it 20 Ghana.
Well, Bibi also.
It's in among for you say Ghana for so party for the too much. A bit is a come work room because KD Ghana Tax Service apart they say omo we are employed Ghana 60% are vulnerable employment. And you want to organization only say Ninsabe Ghana and Sanka. It's a man some videos in about the video me to KD but me
how to make
up to now, KFC phone to me patch out.
Almost statement to be
patch out. They are rather announce a new promotion that they almost say 5 pack for sister Ghana.
Yeah, bonk for
Bana BBC. Say BBC ya.
Ebi mu kra we arrested me.
Yes. Ebi mu pray didn't show good bimo so near bubimo. Up to now KFC phone patch out. And it's very sad. Say BBC ya, say BBC ya nka sika obi ewu anka wukwa.
At least issue a statement to show concern.
KD ya Ghana. And I so remember ko pa adwuma wo asoja mu. And asoja for come here discipline no. Akwa nipa say 6 na ewu ya na meboa. So until you crowd issues wa ha no mo a eyen fa ni agro.
Manya obi ama me corrections bi ha and it is true. Ma me fam. KFC. Kaswa. Baby esie no. Esi meba unim kaswa nche mi. Esi Kakraba Junction. Na eho no ye Gomua East ane ewutu senya is ehia so
it is a moche
baby esi no ehia so o
that's why she get in on KFC
filling station bi ho no ma bie ni wo soro saa enti ebe de je say ye kohwe map mu ni ehwe se junction no saa Kakraba junction
so KFC ana but let's go to the main issue. The thing say KFC penifo no they is amonso hwehwe na some we promotion be any other company be am promotion you should not underestimate because social media no promote ade no say 15 years more turn 15 cities it am for be abegu ho no we be auto 2 we be auto 10 me ti so be cross auto be
15
no so ko man go for 20 Ghana
obi to 15 bebre no
dey me nearly so no so ko man ko touch the ko chani ni fie for no mo ti fie
me hu akoko ti bi nso wo
ade dem am for na ye
AI ni bia o
am for the ye so into no eye Ghana for na pedu ye the food pedu ara say ya come na promotion on serious look at it. So now to na mutimi ka mu pa cha unya hwe wo be sem ga mu ifo Ghana police for so it that is they buy they see the
KFC anya mo ni akoko na
I ba so mu brand no obi on so on see KD this man was a man for so pay and do pay some endorsement bi wo come more sha ko onu wi a na milonisi onu akoto bi agun to say channel say man be from na friend yes onu milo
ba me dem ni so say that's 15 Ghana cedis when you have the cost of so
that will do it now I'm going to say
five cities what to put
I should tell you, say, your man is not for my money. suppose as inflation might be down GDP figures no gabachi I say we come too much KD because young guys nko a Jesse one branch here come on branches open near Juma here
tina go for the KFC give Juma group
KD tina ma for the KFC
odi group
mo dey no me yo ato ba kuma wo wi bra
oh that's our under KFC
oh that ba ko ba oh no nya drink ba ko we not drink am
yɛmfa nkyɛn yɛn ho yɛn ho ɛfiri sɛ yɛanka yɛn ho ambɔ mu a ɛbɛyɛ den sɛ yɛbɛtumi awini 2028 nti wada ama medeɛ mɛserɛ in fact for appointment term in fact ma I ɛwɔ other regions yɛafie awie abɔfono biara nni hɔ ɔfie akyi ɛnni abɔfono ɛdeɛ mɛserɛ sɛ hwan ne tia me o sɛ hwan ne ka sɛ ɔmpɛ me o ɛnɛ yɛkɔɔko a madi nkonim enti no sɛ ɔmpɛ wo no wopɛ wo nti mɛserɛ sɛ yɛn nyinaa let's get to the wheel. Let us come together as one party person. Let's work towards 2028. Because that is the only way I bet me and make impact. Media, me support to Dr. Baumudu Baumia papa. Onen me flag bearer. Onona you to Francano, Eddie Akuku vie. As ye beg Jinko Nimdimu every NDC funds. Nobody can tell me any more different. We are together. The must for a video so say. Upia Mwame, Yemeka, so for agreement, so we all do for agreement, say binti, what will be dear agreement, Muhadir. Ocho, the coming, you're for the move. Na ain't like a man, say, ye baako. Na baako ɛna ebetumi de tumi no abrɛyɛn media mawie honorable amachidede asɛm ɛka no ho ɛmfa ɔdɔmbom yɛnkyerɛ da so sɛ baako ɛna yɛ amachidede ɛna kan na mawie ne lyrics no kakra ɛmfa ɔfidie so obiara eastern region deɛ bɛka ne ho ɛmfa ɔdɔmbom yɛnkyerɛ MPPC ɛyɛ baako.
All right. Chairman. All right. Chairman, in Eastern region, sir, and Konumdia Baba, Yana, Yahweh, so say, Abaya was no Juma or ye, I convince people in Eastern region. I bet me a more Macase, there be the Abani Yamaya ye dear, ye penwa yantuaso. Do you believe, sir, Abani and Juma war Eastern region, Abema Juma Yana Yamodin?
Senti ena mese maja hayo me say NPP Eastern region for afien me problem e ba bon tian be kasa
okay
ene de election me ko ene kambo mo asem
yes
senti maja hayo nkum na ni bi
Mate Chairman Mate Asiepa but ansana wo be konomene Owura Prince of Osusefa and war Efiaha former Deputy Director General of NCA or say ne regards and come out now or my congratulations.
Prince of Osusefa Utinia Ninyano say nya Ubotia me nanso ninyano Bieni ho ofiechi ni abofuno ofiechi abofuno bieni ho indano sisi no me obukruwa odewa wuni bebe ya meta no tara ho no
chema me intimi montiao me pacho Enya no cre.
All right. Chairman, you better say sorry and kasa. Yes, you better say pa. Enti the Eastern Regional Chairman, Edema NPP, Amanyoku no. Eye Owura Jeff Kunadu, ene ye no edi nkomwe. Abusia mi twa me ho abasima na mabema Owura Prince of Osusefa kwa bana ya hye nkomase here in the studios. Na me ka Oluman Bugi asem no achiro eye show a season 2 no eba be koso ebe very very interesting. Enti wa also pesa wo sponsor program no ana adwumadie no akwanya wo ho be the number 2 obetimi afa na wadi nkomo mpanyinfoɔ bɛkyerɛ deɛ ɛwom bia sɛ yɛ sika ne crowd na ɔpɛ sɛ ɔde hyem sɛ yɛ items bi na wotontɔn na ɔpɛ sɛ ɔde bi ba bibia wopɛ sɛ ɔde yɛ de support bia no obetumi ɛde aba na ɔde support yɛn nso yɛbɛbɔ wadwa tɔn deɛ no ho dawuro ɛde ama ɛwɔ dwumadie no so nso Olman Boogie season 2 no ɛbɛkɔ so Gen Z's no monyɛ ready na before Gen Z's no mobɛhu sɛ na Gen A's ɛwɔ hɔ Olman Boogie season 2 ɛba mepakyɛw number no ɛyɛ 0503 711 344 0503 711 344 ɛyɛ number obetumi afrɛ na for sponsorship watumi adi ho nkɔ babusia twɛn me sisi a na wei sima tew me ba yɛbɛtoa so
Olman Boogie. Oh, yes. Someone said here, first edition no ekoye. Yes. Second edition yidie. Oh, a baya the rough anti be register sesia. Our top radio. So when you're 50 years ekwa, would the unkai registration no are free. Olman Boogie season 2 yi. So with the enkunimua, with the life changing money. Sikas sandi pasha bre and the coffee and the achadi bebre. The same mobile phones, any TV. Olman Boogie season 2. So when you're 50 years ekwa, and chunche wunase kra. Na sedia season 1 no, a jibe biano. Season 2 yi, a baya fanta bruta. Kayo, sa Olman Boogie season 2 jumedie. Ya bayin live, our top TV show. At the top 103.1. And all our social media platforms. Olman Boogie season 2. Asa, ama pomodei. Yam papa mu eba chireye. Asamu amamre eni amanye. So person season 2 yi, obe sponsor ana penchiremu biya. Fre 0503 711 344 0503 711 344. Olman Boogie, we am a dance papa. Olman Boogie, asa papa eni.
Enti anya atwe ne gina hoi. Ebe yo no a, osane pa. Hello madam.
Hey, nana me hu wache.
Hey, enti atwe wuni. Oh, in fact, why you kesi o? Uhun so ayefe pa.
Ya mia, every bra we de me call thanks to you computer clinic ba ye no. Na ma me hu ayefe, na me ye de nyina kosa no.
Hey, say ni pa yira ye modua. Sentra. Oh, in fact, why you fine? Na enkoda ye wo ma na ntafo yi.
Ai mia me ma. Set na me bra wa wo ho pa o. Na so ye free thanks to you computer clinic ba ye. Tafo nyina ya memma. Oh, mi fiefo mabusuafo wo bia yade a ehwa na ye kro.
Oh sa. Ai. Oh, ene wa yade abusuafo. Ena da me ka kire no. Atwe na nansa ne ho ayefa wanya ntafo. Ekura wo mo fefefe sa no. Ni nyina ye thanks to you computer. Kese kura de. Fidia software bebre abeka ho. Yaro ya wuduo bebre wo ho so awosa. Thanks to you computer clinic. Wan okua no. E free so hum kwasa mankese kwantimpon no so pe. Se wo hia thanks to you computer clinic a friend wa homa iso. 0545 25 2880.
Thanks to you computer clinic.
Brabeji Ahmodin.
Radio Baku Shi Miensa Boom Baku. Top radio Baku Shi Miensa Boom Baku.
Alright, Abusia, Yabaya Hoa Kwaba. Na Yetwasu here in the studios of Top Radio 103.1. Final point, Jumadian Yaguswe. May call na Makoma officially Mama Ura. Prince of Osusefa Akwaba. Mr. Sefa Akwaba.
Kid. Ejo so ye chiao ne crew ne watiefo ne wahwefo nyina wiase afa na nyina.
Adaro masempo mboko de.
Ami adomaye.
E na twedi ampase.
Breni abre.
Congratulations no me di bia akokwa ba me fa bi ma woni the entire NPP,
sure.
Especially omo call contest na omutimi ewini ye.
Sure.
First of all, then obeka generally the atre party for a call contest ewini ye, and omo nso a omo call ya omo wini. Me pese ye shase di free ho.
Yo, senia ye no no. Say congratulations ne de in order for omo mudi nkunim no. Ena at the same time no so ye bebo omo so den enya kukudro a contest here. At the end of the day, no contest no nipa bebree kora ni akokoduro no mpa omo bɛkɔ so tia se bi nso so interest ni honom enti no utu homa so no ko contest a ye bibia e wo se e bo abaso pa e ka wo mu wo ready mu juma effort I also ye ni ade but at the end of the day no matter what nipa baako and I was way then
we make it out as a winner
no correct yentimi nya a driver for me no
car baako at a time
with one steering and possible so adie baako pa ntino of course omo ninkunim this time no they should learn.
Okay.
I will add a little bit to omo ninkunim. Ushe especially Ghana ha. Kabi mami kabi amamo ya most times on ulusu ansa no watimi wini.
Most times ulusu
a lot of times.
Ansana watimi wini.
Come on pa.
Omo amo wini first time non doso.
Dabi enye betesa. Ebia uko akansie no na ebia mu nyina no mo ye first timers and when you den I was first time abako na yeden imagine but most times no wohwe nipa ne bebre omo wini ida so akobi ya wini da no wasa wini bio anase wakwako akodi nkugoda
na wasa ba be wini
koka
yes
example uko UK Andy wako ne the third time ni ade enti no ulusu a na nkyerese so at say and so many times in nipa no be omo elusu contest they take the wrong message out of it so nipa bi a may use two examples
okay
baako no just 6 months ago and o decided say obeko contest till later na me ni dinko very talented man. In fact, na me wan pokra say na ye den na pani bi ti say o timi lose because wa wo hia na wo bepenasa so dynamic so talented na ne kasa mu ni ade say ne ho ye anika ne ho ye akono onipa we utimu so oda obi bia no a ebetimi akone
yes
and so oluzie tie yedi nkomo no say nkomo bi say ya na make say un say ade no sometimes no was kubi yehu ebi okra nipa nim odin bebre kra nim ni ha obetimi ayo
yes
so because omuntu kanda omuntu odin ni ade enti no I kase ampa o so and then right away what take it the right message from the contest because so catch them so who say ade no nipa ne bebre na omo wini ye no omo ya che enti no one make say kra no okoba bi ye bi no akọ nipa bi omo boa no na wako ene omo ye den akọ money so say yes, that's the right message. Into invest. You invest your time, you invest your energy, resources, you build relationships. Then eventually, also umrebeba.
Sure.
Bedu time maybe a umrebeba no be an nimre. So tia say.
Bedu sometime now achinye bi anyho.
One of the best presidents ebi kase yenya e Ghana haye obi ti say omampani Kufo. So no nya akwara no be a president. So tiase.
Yes.
Ebi mu ebedi akonwan Rollins say if so no 60 years. President Kufo ebe tra akonwan no so no 62. So
yes.
And so at the end of the day, why any case wo na adwuma ho son pa. Enye omampani Kufo. And so no ba be president no or 62. Or even older than Rollins no wako wabedi area call retirement.
Okay.
Enti no enye ti same rika yetu but at the same time so enye mrikasa. Obi anemre. Into obi betumi abantem no obi aba later, but at the end of the day no achievement no obi hunu na ebi kra ne ono no momu a ne de ye delayed no no momu aba na waba be have the kind of impact yehwehwe. And then the final person I mean okay. Din ko so me see nipa 2
yes
to the other person also no ono no de ne de again me modin okay na election be dura no the ideas be great ideas, fantastic ideas utimu si papa yi na dwuma ho betumi atipa.
Yes.
So but when ni omu din komo the campaign team din komo and I'm saying mo yemfa based on experience, because and me tell on me a political junkie. I follow politics from all over the world for since me your friend is saying just beyond 10 years old. Mashasi told me I'm a newspaper those days near internet in the whole to a graphic
called news stands.
So nti I follow sad you my action to omo frame and I'm so no atene fa because we train ya na yi time contest neighbor no afei na wo kire ideas nyina wo ne ade. No, I was so building relationships. No,
yes.
I was so teamy a volunteer. Now, oh yeah, Jumani be now me contest. I'm a kono had me in lusu contest biada because you have to follow the rules. But you say
yes,
there will rules. You have to build the relationships. You have to build the networks. You have to make sure also say manfo be hu sene we dwumatie.
Yes.
So tiase. So when omo to abana they know say nipa we hia no. They are not voting for you per se. Wo fo say omo to abama. But deep down every vote to be 2028 election the people are going to vote for themselves. It's rather unfortunate sometimes situation no it's I will hear someone is an emanity no be na bia 200 be near ina dada na drink. But in the normal sense say sane man am vote bia koto aba
or trauma
they are voting for themselves. They are looking at it say see bia madwuma nko yie so hu na me no mi hia adwuma mi hia obi a obeye say ni say enti no the way na me feel say okwa ebeboa me MPP for ehwe so ombe win election. They are not looking per se so person you will be president ne de e only important because any pana me president MPP for ma but ultimately
yes
enti no for that reason or to amobi but enye eno no ni go ni say oh me person obi di president na onya helicopter no onya plane no them so tia say that's not the go or she say nipa we obey president before say me ama brabo
what do I stand to achieve
so tia say ana Ghana eye yomu no ebeko na ni more ana. Those are the main things a tight driver, especially when voters sebi o madwin mo be more the more voters are dream be sane to aba nti oni akromeka chance men twen na ye beto aba pe na wa show up na fe na o dey yi presentation kire ne man na nko yie ne ne obe ni nyina obi a be sa sentina dada nyina onim sa ne man nyina eni ehu nti o so participate na o volunteer obi ansuma o mo nkase koye kra no akọ say radio show say do something do things na man fo hu say wo no yenya kra nyi wo no so na me channel wo no o boa what show o skill a wo o ti ase what show odo a wo nipa enya asemu a utimi kokogya mo mana utimi nyamre ma wo mo bacha otimase
yes
enti so nipa no say wono no enya problem na watuka na wo frihwi ebia kaso wako na yie ni ade obi nsuso do election no wafro you see election no I will like to ask for your vote ufo say ni oba na yie no free
being part of you
enenia
Nendra ya.
Or froze or pouchewa for vote to man on no ideas and one tree Albert money or bow you know. And I'm a boy.
No correct.
Into principles.
All right. My mimi sawe.
Lose an advisor. Make a crime, Miss
no. All right. The whole exercise, though it's an internal election, but now I say mujo across the country, and less report of vote buying as we used to see in previous years of elections. How did you play it?
Oh, set party no so opposition.
Yes.
Yeah, sure say a man am quiet kakra. Sometimes in when you are in power. The NDC for more election, yeah, baby. In government, you know,
it's baby.
I like to be very honest. So tiase ha me metra no mo
the opposition ti o we dey ye pay ho asem but you organize here hu ye ni ade.
Yeah, so tiase but the bottom line is say the top down send your own friend top down
approach, you know,
which I
always
call it top bottom up.
Na me ba ho baby but what boss read here?
Sure.
Mame emfa wonko ho preko.
Sure.
Nebisa say approach, you know, do you believe say Abua party, you know, the reorganization?
Papa. Nti send America no Ghana for nyina antiase say ne friend top down, a really top bottom up. A top bottom up because I've always called it top bottom up.
Okay.
I don't agree with the common phrase top down. And only kasakeke.
Top bottom up.
A top bottom up. And you know what makes it so goodness, and that's the most common outside.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
It is practiced
in North America, Germany, so many places.
Okay.
So what happens is say party ni no the teacher ni pa anase osahene a wodi anim no flag bearer na bia party leader. It depends on the different names. Maybe you are a friend or presidential candidate. Maybe so I be a prime minister system jobs a party leader and so on. Whoever would di amanyoku no otu franka na ma you know. A very important say utiase say sani pano ono no define it or ye the face of the party. Pachoti say ono ni face. The chairman, with all due respect, is not the face of the party.
Okay.
Ono nun kon shia voters. Obe share be a party for party voters or party delegates. Pachotimasi.
Yes.
None of these people near front facing. The only other people near front facing are parliamentarians. Pachotimasi. So in the advanced democracies, no, you see ye Frankatuni in the first. You know na I just say who party nankasa no what you see the direction you want to go. And you're very important because so we need direction now. By a name remwa GPS abani adi. Who nim baby a wokwa. Who shall say kwa ansan wa GPS no.
Who say GPS no man with direction now walk
before you move. And I'm a boy, you know, you're going west, you're going south, whichever. And Sakran watch I say a movie. Well, how much time are we? So you need to decide on the direction you want to go. Who decided we are? Then say na ye who say, oh, baby, I quid ye here aeroplane. And the adiako. And now baby, I quid aeroplane to me coho. I just say a abobo ya. Ana a motorbike nkwane betimi akoho pachotimasi because who baby a woye den oko. Then you choose the type of support cast be the right group betimi aboa akwantu na woko. But you don't choose the type of vehicle. Okay, yen yusu moto. what choose moto ni nyina wie ansa na decide say nti ehe na ekọ na wo yi no say wo kọ no ka so America na wo kwa wo betimi the motorbike akọ. You see the problem? Because what you sue vehicle no ne all these teams now person mo ye adwuma ne ade ni nyina wie uwie na afi we decide say okay nti no direction ben passport ne ekọ. Yes okay ne ekọ Russia asemaba because Russia untimi mfa motorbike nko. Even untimi mfa your friend is saying Range Rover kra untimi nko ebe ya asem agese unya evolution
aeroplane
patch ultimacy to decide on the top. It's the best. That's how it's done in America. Make that time here tra man for someone tears because they change. People think so or some motive being saying who be brave.
In fact, people really talk say a motive be why because omo abono yen sisa ye enhu say he for na beba mu he for na be free mu he for na ebe executive he for na yen pe omo so be executive na ye kwato ba wi ansa na ya be yi won no. It was somewhere but
me a data driven person. Okay. So you know delegates conference for example me kakra me collect data or kakra for my own self me team kakra bi collect data predictions which I shared with Impenifobi was almost the same thing that came on when we got to the
people might believe it is to favor a candidate B.
Forget those things. You see, sometimes it's saying no I can see be bebane obi apeso or pray no winning identity who can be people read so much meanings into it. Be can be reading meanings into it. I always believed that whoever was going to be the flag bearer was going to be the flag bearer,
irrespective of top, bottom, down, or whatever.
Doubt. In Ashanti region, I'm just told, say, Omua, they are so-called identified as Baumia people. They won about 42 out of 45 constituencies. That's what I've been told. And then Omuka, another show. They said that roughly 42 out of 45. There were rumors to say, and Ken Crawford, Winnie, Yen, and you see, all these things, Minya, say, a hombre. So to say, and so I never believe say top down no into top down no quentina na baumia for no epeso omo jusu nyesa baumia belusu. What are you talking about? I never believed any of that. Okay. I was confident to say, based on my own research and based on the dynamics, how are you choose to flag bearer? The only time we have changed a flag bearer in this country, okay, was going into 1996.
Okay.
Either party in the Fourth Republic. Once. You lie bad.
So the candidate are called. Yes. Drop it on your candidate for and face election.
A change so we minim so maybe the root canal. A yes a procedure be almost a nyagro. By ebida. A chance ye pull teeth. You want to uproot a flag bearer just like that? Massa. And politicians mu a kukudam. I try. So mum pewe change the way back. In fact, the people decide, and it's not any better, sir. There are so many dynamics that go into elections. So for you to dislodge a flag bearer, no. So you have to look at the data very seriously.
Okay.
So you're a data-driven person. I can tell you some of these analysis, you're the private. So because why here be back say oh no try send a ambition be near the person putting it down and all those things. But I can tell you, say, go through the history. And mass software be not down. Some of these are software way even when it comes to prophecy near the and yes sir software back way na software back so can we into which is which I mean, it's not about mijidi minyini and all those things. I don't like to discuss some of those deep things so much. But you yourself, use your common sense. So for baako say we lose we. Also for pon baako nso say we win we. And they are all men of God, or at least they tell us they are. Ebi also a omu nyina so aben. Omu nyina no ye very powerful in their own right. And I'm a boy.
Yes.
Into ways way be with you see, so all those things go to the data. 96. I want to me explain here. Explanation and shadanko ye mu baby no ko fast and be by obekai. But when you go and read the history, you will see say a Dubois prof who was my first flag bearer me support here. So I say I was a Dubois fanatic. And na no, it's true. He was not well. And sadiening crack and eventually no a calling chi. Until he was not himself. He was, and at that time nothing as challenges no ashasi. Immobilizing no. And I also believe say the kind of system na ye won in 92 na me wo lower six form in 92. I was active. Yeah, in a thing Koko constituency. The secretary who was my head teacher, he's still alive. I didn't they share MPP Ewon Koko constituency. Then personal was St. Peter's at the time. In 92, we saw a Dubois. He came to Koko. I saw him physically with my own eyes. And I can tell you, say, at that time, the way almost a year contest, those times na entise nedie no omo open the multi-party system no kra no, which was banned. Omo open until the year of the election. And the MPP kra no na mpanifo bi keke na hihye omo ye no as like a club, because you could not formally operate a political party until 1992. No NDC funds to shed allow any multi-party system until the last minute that they could wait, just to make sure say entimi enya holding entimi organize it very well and all that. Entino time ye and penny for no na koye to send penny for de bisano. Pennyfo de me sure see share is okay.
Yes.
Pennyfo na share why na penny or ha na ni. I'm not taking anything away from a Dubois, who I told you say
support
me idol. So tiase, because those days na Perrolis no Dubois was our hero. So but come 96, that time na a brochaba mukakra. Me get out of town. But you know, when I came back, me bise mu ye near day, what happened? It looks like that's the time grassroots are you taking shape kakra. And I'm penny for no more and crying. A real, because President Kufuor went to the ground. So that's how I'll take you over flag. But the system that we use to choose flag bearership, now it has taken shape since 96. Or 94, oh baby. Until when somebody wins, it means he knows what he's doing. And the people support that person. Do not underestimate anybody.
Do you believe the I think 57%, right? For Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, they win, no? Speaks volume enough. Say, Ankoye top bottom up approach in Noah and Kobu Winnie. You believing in data.
Obe Winnie. Me call out koye field survey kakra.
Okay.
Ewakra. Some very your friend predictive, or I should say omo aware that omo de I can't say a prototypical constituency. The type of constituencies are you call bay 2. So uhu ni ekoso wo na wo ye hu ni ekoso wo Ghana.
Okay.
So very diverse constituencies. What we found was that, say, if there was a contest, both MPP and NDC for ebe participate here, then it will be closer between Dr. Baumia and the others. Because Utimu say NDC for no more prefer other people other than Baumia, relatively speaking. He was still leading even within the rest of the non-NPP people, but it was a tighter race. But within MPP 4 no, in the general public, MPP, people who identify, he was still winning. I had no doubt Dr. Baumia was preferred by the MPP people. He would have won, whether top, bottom, up, whichever. It was clear. I have no doubt about it.
All right.
So what I say. But what the top, bottom up approach really does, beautiful, they say, it increases competence as a factor in the choice of party leaders.
How do you mean by that?
So we bottom up now. Remember I told you, it is baby.
Yes.
But who choose the type of vehicle
before you realize say hana me
and sana what choose microphone in and sana afedi wako choose esro.
Yes.
So what happens with the normal bottom up, which I don't advise MPP to return to? The only time I be bottom up and say be our sitting president.
Okay.
Dada. Our decided so will lead dada. And most of the sitting presidents, in time contest your mumpo go on a post.
Yeah.
Because that one you know where you are going already. Other than that, I will advise MPP to do the top bottom up every time we're in opposition. It should be a bit me cry the constitution because say bottom up now the big problem, of course, there are always pros and cons, everything. It be on a good side and then bad side. But one of the bad side about bottom up and say all the elections from polling station to the top will be determined based on which camp and I will belong. The campism becomes so pronounced in the bottom up approach. That is the huge disadvantage with that approach. Because polling station where nipa na where Ken nipa na where Brian nipa. Everything will be based on that and almost nothing else. So the whole choice will be so based on campism.
Yes.
Yeah, you said that, Mr. So we
no. Camp.
Oh, camp.
The first question,
and almost pet campism, no, the cocoa season, no, apai. And the tensions will be until you get to the very end, because the most important election is the flag bearership. Obviously.
Yes.
And I'm a boy.
No crepa.
The most important. Why? By the time I'll be drawn, if you casting a party, the way an attention woman, why a good party, the party would not have been able to function until say Jama sometime sometime at the end of this year, and I can be a bit me a function because tension and I will to every level, and it will be tense because it will be infected. Excuse my language, shed that in a better way that made me use. I'm calling it an infection because at this point the ISA infection bisano. The flag bearership would have infected everything from the beginning to the very
creating
end.
Factions and
of course. After people had been elected to represent camps. After you choose flag bearer and after ansana, now you want to work with them. Team. One problem.
Yes.
Then also the competence and all those things may not have been determined. Sorry, may not have been as applicable. So I'm using the word applicable here because that time, everything was almost exclusively camps. Now, when you've chosen the approach now you use, which I advise that we institutionalize, okay? What is good about it is you choose a leader. To choose a leader now, then now you go in. A month for relaxing kakra. So,
yes.
To hear Dr. Baumia, ni team ya. And I say Dr. Obiade ni di nam no ye papa nso no ontimi ma ebi ya ne namfofo ebi aboano ontimi ma nkas me support we na me so we can't even do that even if on support to cry ontimi nka on support to so ontimi nka because you either way obi na no cry wan hwe yi ani pe wo ho no obi te se waka yi pe no de ko until he is I know the man doesn't like divisions. No, most of the time, no, to kasa, no body trinko, not because ukaya no afao. He's just acknowledging swati niaokano. He doesn't give away information like that. Or you're very, very disciplined. I know him. We ba no abe Canadian. But at the end of the day, no, if you look at how elections in the Koyana, I'm minimizing campism. Now people are being looked at. Okay. Let's look at this region. Why near Phil say, Ubitimi ayedin, abo ejumano. Of course, we also look at the fact to say, Ubitimi flaber ayeduma. It's bad to look at that because Obi Owa sebi, even the Numa Sem, our Kankran, you wonder say, or no crown, Ubitimi ni pana ayeduma. You have to look at that. I'm not being naive. But overall, no, sometimes there are people who I know of some people. I be no more shed that say no one shed that you Baumia Nipano and you say it sometimes
at this stage are you here party nipa unity
and the competence.
Yes, so do you believe Dr. Mahmoud Baumia can bring the party together looking at say you say bimo the base you're Bakwi Afafanto etin a home free party and the threat it causes to the party.
You see, the Metro BB a war platform and may refer to if you go through US, the civil rights era, and you find the Democratic Party, okay, party I follow a lot in terms of how and you find say around when we talk about civil rights era, that's when blacks the right to vote. Black Americans went through two stages. They first needed emancipation, your friend is saying abolishment. The abolition stage, was the time omo abolish slavery. No, that was the first one.
Yes.
And no Republicans in the Abraham Lincoln, Adaroma, Omukaho, and Omo yes, Adi and Oma blacks in the be free, but they didn't have a vote. So it was the civil rights era, no hono. From that emancipation time, then civil rights, and Sana Omo Babinya the right to vote, to be basically a full-fledged citizen. So to when the Democrats shasi say afi die omo party omo pe and kabum diversity no mun sa na no enti almost supporters ni bebre so no move the southern part of the US.
Okay.
Southern part na hona na slavery wapa. Hono mo ye agriculture and those things. The north was industrialized. Ford vehicles ni ade nyina were in the north. In the southern part no and then na a ye agricultural belt. The owner blacks no more wapa in those days. Into Democrats no support base ni bebre was south. So when the Democrats decided to say through Harry Truman, John F. Kennedy and then Lyndon Johnson. Okay, when they decided around that time, no say the omo be embrace diversity, no more blacks and more voting rights, and they are no. A lot of their southern supporters, resisted that. They didn't like it. And so and eventually some of them ended up in the Republican Party, and then the Republican Party became the more white party, and the Democrat Party from that point became more of the diverse and I can say party of inclusion.
All right.
Okay, that's how it is to this day. I bet like that. The blacks and trendy and the whites become boom.
Yes.
Democrats, and the Republicans are more the whites. So some of the Democrats no free. White Democrats need be free. Democrat Party no could join a Republican in those days. First known from Dixiecrats, then if some of them even joined the Republicans.
Right. And so if you are to link
what I'm trying to say, the MPP is going through some transformation.
Okay.
So it's the first time that the party is now moving beyond its Akan dominated base. When there is such what I call seismic change or big change, and Ibimu to me accept kakra. Ibimu may not have seen, but the party is going through a bit of transformation. We will get through it.
Okay.
Some are just not able to accept some of these changes. And they be moved to me Babijana, and we will not allow Juan to become president. Oh boy, Nyankopon, Emrene Drew. Na Shebrene Drew. Say MPP Amanyoku ye decided. Say ye trim. Didn't you see the chairpersons that we had?
Yes.
FKK. Half a southerners, half a northerners. This is the new MPP. The broad-based MPP a eco future. But when you are going through a bit of change, near there, you have to expect to say, not everybody may be able to embrace that change right away. But this country is very youthful, and the youth are able to embrace change. The youth are ready for MPP. I'm telling you, all we need to do is to make sure, say, going into this election, yebemo hunu krepa abaywe omo autonomics na omo ye na omo cookie numbers no ni ade ni ade sika bia kugum na dollar na ni aye sei ni ade obi ehu mfaso on the ground no ayetimi chrom how aye beba na yaba be fix niema yie. Remember, we went through a crisis now you go through from 2020 maybe in Sida. There has never been any crisis.
You mean the Russia-Ukraine war?
Any
and
the COVID together. There has never been anything. Obi Bisao say or say impact be any Bisane say crisis ben yenya or Ghana high drew and which one? Manema Obako. He can't. Just NDC propaganda. We went through the greatest crisis, 2 back to back. No more crisis here.
But the Russia-Ukraine war has not ended.
No, but when the war started,
America and Iran the other count.
Please, when the war started, it's not the impact to say no. No. Anybody who tells you say war started. Sorry, warning and the intino that's so cosunti they say no. Intro. That's just pure propaganda. War no chassis and they put an embargo. Embargo no stop 11 million barrels of oil a day out of Russia. Go and check the crude oil price. Aye nyai. We no mama hubi. Omuko no he. They have not faced any crisis. Joma ma facing doomsday crisis nyame kwa. Didn't you see the economy he left? Papawi. Chai. Eye Ghana hani allow omo ye propaganda. Etimia convincing Crawford because ya allow yes MPP the communication in the agrokakra. I won't lie.
Okay.
I always accept that because me, I want to be very honest as much as I can. But if you are to compare crude oil price. And the crude oil price is around $80-something. As of last week, I'm checking here. That was the same price and another baby fiso. Now, but for my hona nedru. Into almost worse a year, almost the year, and almost price cry higher than Nanado Diano. That was one of the better times. Nanado fiso na crude oil $84 a barrel. And then last week, $87 a barrel. About the same. 80, be quite 83 to 87, oh baby. About the same. And Omuhusui. Nanado, the entire 7 years, gold, the average price of gold was below $2,000 an ounce. Cocoa was below $2,000 a metric ton. 7 years. Last year, no ne cost kakra. And no kra na do fisu na gold I cost na around $2,400, $2,500 an ounce. This government has had gold at an average of $5,000 an ounce, and cocoa at $5,000 a ton. And you're more than double. And omuhusi. Wainum. What me cow masem cry not be cry I am. Not me mismanage our greater. Do you know that the combination of gold and cocoa price, which are our main exports,
yes,
has never been better than at this time? Into omushie abaywe Ghana for, I'm hoping, said Dr. Baumia, when he gets his campaign going, can communicate with the people.
What would you say to people that? What would you say to people that think Dr. Mahmoud Baumia might be a weak leader? Some persons have that notion.
What do they mean by weak leader? And your one and then can say, or a Muslim, intino, and a Muslim be or my obiakubo be sum. Intino and oba wan hwa ene na ha be Ghana mu ba be ntokantokwa ne ade nipa baako last election almost say onye proper fake Muslim meboa NDC for the nam kachro especially in nuanom Islamic for say onye Muslim papa and omde campaign e do the next election after the kachro say do Muslim antino wa hwa oba yi and tokwane beba. Omu yusuma adwen. Just let NDC4 know say ye nyimi. Because onipa ba kontimi nye
na o rapi
fake Muslim. 2 years ago. 2 years later no ye so a Muslim that was Israel no. Oni akro no anso no ye say oye quote unquote weak leader. And so it was Israel no. I mean which is which? Please. What we need going into the next election is to find out, say, opportunity yenya with the gold and oil, gold and cocoa prices being at the highest we have ever seen in our history.
But it is said cocoa price. Ewo wiasia fana dwaman so akofom. Reason.
When was the last time I checked here?
Reason akriafo enya price the NDC promising when they were in opposition.
Me say, me ufususifa me catch will say the average cocoa price under this government about $5,000 a ton. Nanado's average for 8 years was probably around $2,000, 2,500 krenru half kranenru. The average. The average under Nanado for gold was around $2,000. I mean, yes, sure, $2,200 cry bedroom. The average since I win Mumbai is $5,000. What are they talking about? Who know who are you money yet? And woman to mean to cocoa for car. Omun to mean fat sika yen modibe hospitals na nurses yen jumaye sika yen mudibe tua contractor for car ne kwan na contem na nipe wu basa won kran kwan su ni ade omu no omu hu adwuma ne ye na nado ye ya ye debt exchange program ya ye pensioners yi dwai it saved us $13 billion. Most of it Paris Club abrochire ena omo force yen say just ye domestic no kakra ka ho ena koma yen pensioners yi asemo eba wo ho a da bia ye pa omo chew on that debt. But at the end of the day, Nanado a fixed debt amamo and sana moba. Nanado Korea making sure the economy ya recover no. Growth was 5.8%. President Mahama no buy ya office first one, then the growth here 3.4%. Nanado shishe bibia mom. Maba instead of somebody use sika gold ya yen ya ebinsi day. Mode beye eniyema ebema fundamentals no of the economy. Bibi ti say ye hospitals are ye expanding on any pay nye adwuma ye. Bibi ti say koko akuafo ye yebetua omuka. Remember koko akuafo de bia omo ekos row. So nimza. Every year bia laborers no omo tutu omo ekamu omo labor fees ne yi charges omo je no. Omo tutum. Enti mo betuatua sa niema no ama economy na grow no mo say mo di sika na she dollar mu mo di she mu nso a ye hu ehun faso on the ground ye beba na ya ba behwe sika na so yie na ye dia ye adwuma no the right way and that's what Dr. Baumia is going to do.
Mamemfa afre for kakra na yen wrap up on the show. 0303 944 864 0303 944 864. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Ejadamwa.
Kwame Prekasa aristocrat ni.
All
right, but tell me.
And sorry, MP to me election ma Mr. Motunka. Now Mamuni is a fantastic. Getting Pocho and Centroni. Mr. COVID-19, but of fans are here, including the past and the year to win. But the identity are like an offer to come and we have account to us. Obun contract the chair of parliament. It's a any encounter wide in the way down. There's a mubu, a member. If that's like a fire to on the card, no mina, mubu, we say, the Batu Lapco. Wow, police equipment, Yaoka. My son will go. And then I was one of the fundamentals are weak. The exchange rate we expose you will share that fundamental moment. And yet they change back by the Shan where they what's better.
But I say, Kwame. Hello, good evening.
Oh, isn't it?
Bebacho dinner baby or Casa Free 92.
Pacho, Papa J, and Fufioso.
Young call Papa J.
Pacho, me say, we are over a day, normal and two go for me here in legal drink. And then from no matter to why, Pacho.
Casa Free, eh?
Osu.
Oh, Casa Free Osu. All right. You have a phone number now. Yeah. 0303 944 864. Hello, good evening. All right. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Kedi.
Yes, sir. Would you never be your Casafina in Tiwe?
Kedi, the family now I'm one.
Young Quay.
I could hear more about Fred Masmo. I'm chain come national chairman, you are honorable Master, I'm chairman, income national banana of OTT. Kedi, make Kaiser COVID by, I care, for nothing is that. I bet sharing COVID scat and buy it, and or sharing the Omadi or man. I'm the Kaiser, and say, you got best fight, anything, food and that's a COVID fine, nano. I copy the buy, you say copy the buy. Apparently, scheduling where Grandma can afford that money a year. Only the elderly because for the Solomon for Chema and the running paying 4 or months on Solim. And anything more moon with the Ombun would than I could be the other one to say. I am a family say, Serious, the Mama Exiac as on my Ghana or my Ghana, man, or share or minus of the first gentleman of the land. No ordinary on one name call for this, I get into them, say me illegal mining. No on to me and from to water. I can't tell the Omoyano, Moody Guma penny any master. Because you know, before the wild pen, I don't know yet. Anyway, the Mama can't say, so no papa, or basically 1 month to get us to pick any time and consider a cost because the medical state of emergency, our man, or buy a whole 10 million. two cases of emergency. There were soldiers for our palace. Your airport 4, you will be 4, your airport 4, so numbers are other than a man, based on the pastor of the Cote of the Liga Manina. I don't know much for planning for the quarter. Move for your first, move for the fast, one move, move for the show, so be fast as near program. Say for something in pay for the year, maybe I'm saying fast, maybe if I want you good work, I want a good one, I want to what no motor. I'm talking new month, and I'm from Toffee, I'm going to chant.
All right, well, that's it. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Maybe I show Dean, baby, or Casa Free.
They are happy for the Cantamanto.
Young Quay.
They didn't remember about some other fucking Yaka Saint Sammy Papa Boy Church. I be just a good afternoon, and then I will be Lucia. Only, Kiddy, on Sama, maybe Yasaman, okay. The far Coco on the area. Kiddy, a Bible, where the young will be quick for some more power. So the wood check out is kind of 70 million. And never buy her. After the Tico show, I got 25 million. And look around also in them, Utukono, no money in the Munkrasi, Kakne, Krakote. The more 25 and 17, 25 near Papa. As she said, you're not another Tony. Where is it? Mine. The customer say, MPP is young Kabum. The company will be in Muboma. A party about them, you have to show your super and this part. And you know, and you may also, and you make us say, I can do. But the more difficult, and then never pass. That's it. You're woman, Bonnie, Galam City, and you will be at any town.
Agafia, Bedasi, the last caller. Hello, good evening. Yes, sir.
If I tell whom you are there, the Jacka Blanc, make us see Dono Quabinia, and persuasion.
Young Quay.
You did one chair and a bee, incoming national affairs vice, Namincha Yura Parker, the Parker, the National our unity. Kiddy, NBC are buying Eddie or Mangan example. The time to him say, a bang back or catch and say, or cocoa two bows, or cocoa, a queer phone, a fool. None of the important is so normally still no food. The Obayan Bosha or Shagan and Potter Cuckoo Pie or Bertu Akosuma Kuyafu and Yadino, and then what is the she and a Kuyafu issue? And my neck Kuku Kuyafu person on one such a plan Magalavisi for no to Galavisi. And then a Banako Sham, as I said, so Kuku Fua, what do you be beyond Kuku food? And I want to get him to me trade your bone to the girl for best first. No, we visit after that. Now the vision. And some of my question now, work for one in my son, Blan, but you could for Google. I saw for so part anyway, Katie. I don't want to get a more, but I can afford, but in for 2 foot that happened to me.
That's it. My main far Felicia now, you wrap up on the show.
Yeah, and mini Pabako. Afraid about Ken of Reata. I'm sorry to say, or no propaganda, no Mdiasheni Trimoan, or they afraid just NDC propaganda, nothing serious. Omo case, Omo file against Ken of Reata, 9 months in it. Ya file case, no, but he and Sebo ye. Lawyer been an explaining actually me. Omo file or court, but he and far case no coma Ken a lawyers. That should tell you all the seriousness that they themselves have with respect to case against Ken Oferat. So omo ye serious in tika case no common file MIN sha semana se any asemno. They themselves are joking. The NDC is not tackling the fundamentals. Ghana Funyenti, they are doing very little about the fundamentals. What they've decided they say omo di sika begu dollar nim yen tungum tu jimi na your friend is saying to say Garia ye de in Swagumuno, name two. Inti no omo di sika ne dollar ni gumana dollar no eboa bafom. So what you say? That's not how it's done. But Umia never said anything like that or say when the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. NDC 40 ya isan sebi oma bontino. Oma ko and omu momuno alter exchange rate no. The exchange rate is supposed to be determined by the fundamentals. Until when you go and play with the exchange rate instead of working on the fundamentals, right? The fundamentals will expose you. But you're what in American as a when the fundamentals, when the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. They have decided that they won't work on the fundamentals, but they will go and muck around with the exchange rate artificially. And when you artificially muck around with the exchange rate, the fundamentals will expose you. And they are being exposed everywhere on the streets, in the markets, everywhere.
Mr. President, I mean, that's you raise your total suffer now by and come away, you have sign at Wasso and Ripum. All right, I was here, you never see now. Mother will be out here and I say, we need to see the moi. But the final point, you made in the Breo, Top Radio 103.1. Miss, sorry. Have a very good night. Yanko Pon Yard more China Tuesday, Yabishia. Now you're to Uncle. So once again, congratulations. Enko Emma. Ona Eko Kundin Kunim and the entire NPP. Yabasansia, Macrobibia.
Mangana, Adeshe Mama, Mama, woman is swear. Mama, ye Fabia, Kuyani, Odo, and Fansumi, and many. Now, many, ye Yakasara, Yapadea, Yanana, no, D, Abebre, Sage, the Tomaya. Ain't ye a seminal, sir? Yes, Anya Sapa, Dachin Chiliba, Baba, Bemuyan for Minia, Susu, baby. Wapwagana Nagana beyo Hey yo, if you